Welcome back to podcast episode number 18. My name is Cassandra Mosley. Thank you so much for joining me. I apologize for the background noise. I can't always control some of the sounds around me. So for this podcast, this topic is why did I start a podcast? And let's get started. So the first thing that I think we all can relate to is there are some things that are going on in my life that I was not necessarily prepared to happen, and these changes kind of put us in a few other situations. And it wasn't just me, my family has been going through as well. And so the changes that I needed, the things that are happening that are out of my control, I was looking for something that I could do that was more on my schedule and not so intense and rigorous, and I could work around the things that I need in my availability. Number two, though we have a family car that we share, the car has been giving us some challenges, and the car is not very old and we still have quite a bit to pay on it, and so we all agree that we need to get car repairs. I don't exactly know how to explain it, but with how much we've had to go through and the car being so new to us, it's been beyond frustrating. And so every winter when it gets past a certain temperature, we've had issues. Either the car didn't start, or we've had to have it towed, or we've been stranded. So we just need car repairs. And it's not, let's say, reachable at the moment. And in general, we need two cars. We are sharing a car, and I'm so glad that we can share, but in general, there's a need. Number three, the flexibility the family needs. I need more flexibility. There are times that I don't have anyone available to pick up the kids for me, and I have to go get them. And having a schedule that can work around my hours and I can have a little bit more time to get other things done is such a blessing, so wonderful. A lot of times when I am recording, I am also cooking. I'm cooking dinner, or I'm multitasking, like I'm washing clothes. A lot of times I'm doing multiple things while yet running the podcast. So it's not just one thing. And then some other things that are happening in my situation that is not something I can really control. And one of those is family needs. Number four, I never thought that I would do a podcast. It was never something that was really on my mind until maybe like a few years from now. And the podcast has turned out to be something that I'm so grateful and glad that I have done. I try to help others who are going through and just, struggling and feel like they're not doing good enough or it's not enough, and I sympathize wholeheartedly. I know how that feels. I'm going through it as well. I also wanted to just do something that I've never done before, and I had a number of skills that I wasn't really doing much with that I now get to use and learn new ones, some software programs, things that I've never really had the opportunity or the privilege to do. I now finally am able to do. And so that's been such a privilege and an honor. And then another thing is being able to share with other people that if you're looking at doing things and if you desire to try something new, these are things that help me, these are things that I worked on, these are things that I experimented with, these are things that worked, what didn't work. Being able to also help other people and share some of my experiences has been really nice. And then also helping people to just believe in their dreams and continue to fight for their dreams, even if it feels like or seems, impossible, because I felt like that when I first started. I definitely felt like this was not going to be something that I was going to do, or it wasn't going to go anywhere, or I had a lot of doubts and a lot of, uncertainty and a lot of things I just wasn't sure about, and I wanted to know, and I wanted to make sure. There was just so many things where, editing is not what I thought it was going to be, and learning how all these different buttons and functions, and it was like having like a mini like soundboard where you have like dozens of buttons and one button affects the entire sound, and or like you're doing a movie. We were even doing some other things as well. And so I've messed up a number of things. I had to go back and completely start over and re-edit the whole thing. So many mistakes that I've made. Wow. The mistakes, my list is endless. And it was hard at times to get back up and not let it get me down, and to just keep persevering even when I was so frustrated, or I almost had it perfect. At the last minute I messed something up and I couldn't undo it, and I couldn't fix it and I had to start over. Or you have logs, you have paperwork, you have information you have to fill out, you have keeping track of your schedule. Like there are so many things that go into a business that you, especially as an entrepreneur, whatever, however your business is, there are so many aspects that you don't expect or think that you are now responsible for. And it definitely has been, it's taken time to adjust. I definitely have had to take some breaks because I was that exhausted, and I've definitely had to just take some other breaks, but like short breaks, and just walk away for a few minutes and get my mind off it, or just get some fresh air, because I was getting so frustrated, and I had a deadline and I have strict rules. Like there's so much. More than anything, I hope that, as we're still learning how to edit, we're still learning how to, use these software, I hope that this kind of encourages you to try something new or different, and to just, do the best you can. And then number 5, something I was going to leave on something positive. Something I want to leave on something positive. I would say that even if you don't have anyone supporting or cheering for you, or even if you do, you still need to believe in you, and you still need to trust yourself and trust that what you do it's somehow going to work out. You may not see it, you may not know, it may not even look like it, but believe that what you're doing will work out. And you sometimes have to be ready for, be ready for the unexpected. Things happen, it's just like no matter what you do, someone's not going to always agree with what you do, and maybe not have the nicest thing to say. Luckily, we, by faith, we haven't had that yet, but I know that anything on the internet, sometimes, no matter what you do, someone has something that's not nice to say. So just also keep in mind that you have to also be strong and courageous. But anyways, so when I look back over, the last few weeks, I'm so glad that I did this, but it definitely is, it's a lot of work. And though it's a lot of work and it's worth the work, it's definitely opened my eyes, that you can, oops, sorry for the noise. It's opened my eyes that you can try to do something you know that you could do, and just give it a try. If it doesn't work out, then you try something else. You give it a try, you let time go by, and then if it doesn't work out, then move on to something else. But just know that it's okay if you are still trying to find what you like and what you'd like to do. It takes time, and it's okay if you need more time to kind of figure out what works for you and what is interesting to you and what you would find fun and exciting.